This is my video reaction for our lesson about moral dilemma, foundation of morality and moral responsibility in ethics. The content inside the video is answering the question that given to us and also sharing my knowledge for this lesson based on my understanding. Okay, let's start. Ethical and moral dilemma, right decision and wrong decision. Ethical dilemma situation. These are some scenarios that given to us and we have to answer by doing this video. Number 1. Nico had several friends including Roger and Nestor. Roger has recently met and started dating a wonderful lady named Felicidad. He is convinced this is a long-term relationship unknown to Roger. Miko observed them at a restaurant several days ago and realized Felicidad is wife of his other friend Nestor. Miko is deciding whatever to tell Roger that Felicidad is married when he received a call from Nestor. Nestor suspects his wife is having an affair, and since they and Miko share many friends and contact, he asks if Miko has heard anything regarding affair. If Miko chooses to be silent with what he knows about the truth, maybe he's going to be guilty and not settle. And if he is going to tell the truth with both of his friends, maybe Roger will mad at his while Nestor will be thankful to Miko for telling him the truth. But Nestor will get mad on Roger from ruin his relationship with his wife. In this situation, even if what decision he make, it will end up hurting one feeling and it has negative consequence. Number 2. A pregnant woman leading a group of people out of a cage on a coast is stuck in mouth of the cave. In short time, high tide will upon them, and unless she is unstuck, they will all be drowned except the woman whose head is out of the cave. Unfortunately, someone has with him a stick of dynamite. There seems no way to get the pregnant woman loose without using the dynamite, which will inevitably kill her. But if they do not use, everyone will drown. In this situation, if I'm one of the group of people who will suffering, I would choose to die rather than harming the pregnant woman who is stuck to be a viable option, because if we want to survive from drowning, maybe the one person we will going to kill, and if that we did, that's for lifetime we will regret. Number 3. For the first time in many years, the varsity basketball team has made it to be state's semifinals. The community is excited too, and everyone is making plans to attend the big event next Saturday night. Jeff, the varsity coach, has been waiting for years to field such a team. Speed, teamwork, balance, they go it all. Only one more week to practice, he tells his team, and not a rule can be broken. Everyone must be at practice each night at the regularly scheduled time. No exceptions. Brad and Mike are two of team's starter. From their perspective, they're indispensable to the team, that guy who will bring victory their team. They decide why no one will ever know to show up hour late to the next day practice. Jeff should follow the rule, even if the team was depending on Brad and Mike. If they will lose, maybe the team was learn from their mistake who broke the rule. This kind of situation, it's hard and it's comfortable for Jeff because he decided what he did expect to do. He really want to win for semifinals, but the team was not following, he said. Foundation of morality. Moral foundation theory is a social psychology theory intended to explain the origin of the variation of human moral reasoning. This theory, which was popularized in Jonathan Haid's book The Righteous Mind, proposes 6 foundations: care, harm, fairness, cheating, loyalty, betrayal, authority, subversion, sensitivity, degradation, and liberty oppression. As you can see, each foundation is made up opposite, where the first is direct opposite in the later. Care, cherishing and protecting other, opposite of the harm, often related to our long evolution as mammals with attachment system and an ability to feel and dislike the pain of other. This foundation underlie virtue of kindness, gentleness, and nurturance. Fairness or proportionality regarding to justice, according to share rule, opposite of the cheating. This related to the evolutionary process of reciprocal altruism. This foundation generates idea of justice, right, and autonomy. Loyal or in group, standing with our group, family, nation, opposite of betrayal, related to our history, as tribal creature able to form shifting coalition. This foundation underlie virtue of patriotism and self-sacrifice for the group. It is active anytime people feel that is one for all and all for one. Authority or respect. Submission to traditional and legitimate authority, opposite of subversion, shaped by our long primate history of hierarchical social interaction. This foundation underlie virtue of leadership and followership, including defense to legitimate authority and respect for tradition. Sanctity or purity. Abhorrence for disgusting food action, opposite of degradation, shaped by the psychology of language and contamination. This foundation underlie religious notion of striving to live in the elevated, less carnal, more noble way. In underlie the widespread idea that body is temple which can be desecrated by immoral activities and contaminants. An idea not unique to religious traditions. Liberty, freedom, opposite of oppression. The need to differentiate between proportionality, fairness, and the objection to, coercion by a dominating power or person. I give you an example for this topic based on my understanding. A robot is a mechanical thing or object which acts not according to what it will but the command program with it. It has no will on its own. It cannot determine its action. Thus it not responsible to whatever it does. Therefore, robot cannot become moral being. It is same case with brute animal, no matter how we regard other animal as nearly as human because of their intelligence. The fact is they do not will. Their action or behavior that act or behave based on instinct, freedom of will, and moral responsibility. Number 1. If humans have genuine moral responsibility for an act, then this requires that they freely perform that act, that they instantiate agent causation. Number 2. Humans have genuine moral responsibility for at least some of their actions. Number 3. Humans freely perform some action. Here's some example of moral responsibility. A business owner or manager has multiple responsibilities, including legal ones, such as paying tax, as well as more moral responsibilities. Moral responsibilities may be individual, meaning each person in the company is accountable for doing what is right, or communal responsibilities, which involve all personal. Company culture often dictates the importance of moral responsibilities in the organization. You, as owner or manager, set the tone for your moral expectation by your action, as well as by making clear where the company stands on a variety of issues. Dilemma 1. Ramon is a 14-year-old boy who wanted to go to the camp very much. His father promised him to could go if he saved up the 600 for it himself. So Ramon worked hard at this paper route and saved up 600 pesos it cost to go to camp, and a little more besides. But just before camp was going to start, his father changed his mind. Some of his friends decided to go on a special fishing trip, and Ramon's father was short the money it would cost. So he told Ramon to give him the money he had saved from the paper route. Ramon didn't want to give up going to camp, so think of refusing to give his father's money. What would you do if you are Ramon? If I were Ramon, even if I really wanted to go to the camp, I will not able to join if my father's money was short. Maybe I should have to understand my father's situation is, and I give him money back because he needed that much over than my wants. Dilemma 2. Revina was a 12 years old girl. Her mother promised her that he could go to the special rock concert coming to their town if she saved up from babysitting and lunch money to buy a ticket to the concert. She managed to save up the 300 pesos the ticket has cost plus another 50 pesos, but then mother changed her mind to tell Revina that she had to spend the money on new clothes for school. Revina was disappointed and decided to go to the concert anyway. She bought a ticket and told her mother that she has had only been able to save 50 pesos. That Saturday, she went to the performance and told her mother that she was spending the day with a friend. A week passed without her mother finding out. Ravina that told her older sister, Luisa, that she had gone to performance and had lied to her mother about it. Luisa wondered whether to tell their mother what Ravina did. What would you do if you are Luisa? If I were Luisa, I will tell to my mother what Ravina's did because she had the right to know about what we're doing and also for Ravina's good sake. And I will tell to my sister that she had to apologize to our mother for what she did. Dilemma 3. Anton, a data analysis for a major casino, is working after normal business hours to finish an important project. He realized that his missing data had been sent to his coworker Robert. Anton had inadvertently observed Robert typing his password several days ago and decided to log into Robert's computer and send the data to himself. Upon doing so, Anton sees an open email regarding gambling bets Robert placed over the last several days with a local sport book. All employees of a casino are forbidden to engage in the gambling activity to avoid any hint of the conflict of interest. Anton now should report this but would have to admit to violating the company's information technology regulation by logging into Robert's computer. If he warned Robert to stop his bidding, he would also have to reveal the source of information. If you are Anton, what would you in this situation? If I were Anton, I will report Robert to the company that he has gambling addiction, even if I also violate the company's regulation. Maybe I will provide an explanation or justification for what I done, and I should take the responsibility for the punishment. Dilemma 4. Abby worked in the claim department of a major hospital. Paperwork and on a recent admission showed that traumatic merging caused the patient to require an adjustment in the medication she is prescribed to control anxiety and the mood swing. Abby is struck by the patient's unusual last name and upon checking her employment information realized she is one of her daughter's grade school teacher. Abby's daughter seemed very happy in the school and she cannot violate patient confidentially by informing the school of the teacher's mental illness, but she is not comfortable with a potential unstable person in the position of the influence and supervision over her 8 years old daughter. If you are Abby, how you can reconcile these issues? If I were Abby, being a mother and teacher of my child is hard. While I might be passionate about my hospital work, I carry a lot of weight of my shoulders and there always so much to do. But getting on schedule is the key to the balance it with my family and personal life. Getting into the routine can make day predictable, but it can also lead you to get a lot of done. And that is my reaction for our lesson. Submitted to Sir Sherwin S. Alar.